And welcome back. This is the November 1st monthly market update. Myself, George Philbeck, my incredibly talented wife, Jacquie Sosa. Every day we're curating information that's happening in the Central Florida real estate market, putting it together into one place so that you get timely information. This is real time, right now, just happened information about what's going on in the Central Florida market. You want to watch this. We're going to cover a lot of things: pricing, the affordability index, the days on the market, how many active listings are out there, information that you need to know to make informed decisions about your real estate future. Let's get started right now. First thing we're going to cover is the number of homes sold in the Central Florida area. Now, before we get started, I want to let you know what Jacquie and I use. We use Orange Lake, Osceola, and Seminole County in our combining of these numbers. We try and bring everything together kind of around the Central Florida market. That doesn't mean that the other areas don't get served. They do, but we're trying to keep it very consistent month over month, year over year, so that the data is accurate for you. Let's jump into the number of solds. We're going to go to the big board. Now, if you go to the very right-hand side, you're going to notice in October, we sold 2,846 homes. Now, that's down from 2022 October, where we sold 3,225 homes, and of course, down substantially from our October 2021 with 4,101 homes. We all know why it's down. The interest rates are going crazy. That's obviously affecting it. There's a lot of buyers out there that want to buy. If you're thinking of selling your home, you will get top dollar. However, I got to put this caveat out there. It's important. I would advise against selling a home if you're going to move into a property. You're going to buy at a very high rate. If you have to do it, you're going to do great. Remember, we marry the home, we date the rate. However, these rates are really wonky. More on the interest rates coming up in a little bit. Let's get to our next topic. What you're looking at is a report that we put together, and this report is backwards, means it's a couple of months behind. We're looking at the September numbers, but I think it's important to identify this column right here, which shows our active homes of September of 2022 as opposed to September of 2023. In 2022, we had 6,884 homes active. We had 6,758 homes active in September of 2023. Probably not a big surprise to you, but the number of homes available in the market is dropping. This will probably carry on for a couple of months. Something else we want to look at on this as well is at the very far right-hand corner, you're going to see something called days on market. Highlighted for September of 2022 is 31 days on the market, and now in September of 2023 in the bottom right-hand corner, 41 days on the market. That means that homes that are going on the market are taking longer to sell. Now, I track this as well, and Jacquie and I are always talking about what's the days on the market doing. This is the best report that I see out there that talks about what's happening and how long does it take to actually sell a home. Hold on, this is first thing in the morning, so coffee has to happen. When we look at this, we say, okay, so what can we reasonably expect? And we're seeing that number go up. Let's get to our next topic, and that is the month's supply of homes. Days on market tell us how many days it is until you can expect to get an accepted contract that closes on your property, and the month's supply, that talks about how many months supply of homes we have. Now remember, this isn't a micro market. This is the entire Central Florida area that we're looking at in this graph. So it's not representing the smaller area that we really kind of do focus on. I wanted to make sure you see this though, because we're looking for trends. We're looking for what's happening. All right, let's go back to the board. Let's take a look at this. What we're looking at is year over year change. That's this number on the right-hand side. And then the month's supply, you'll notice it starts in September of 22 and goes all the way down to September of 23. And we've actually gone up a little bit, as you would expect. In September of 2023, we have 2.64 months supply of homes. Now, that is, in fact, down a little bit from 2022, where we had 2.53 months of homes. What we're looking at, though, notice this big increase that occurs really from September through January. We can expect the same thing to occur going into this October and November. In other words, we're going to see more homes on the market. That's a good thing. If we can get the interest rates down, now we've got a more balanced market, and that's going to work out well. We'll cover interest rates in a bit. Before we go any further, if you like these kind of reports, if you want this in your inbox on a monthly basis, we do this on the 1st of the month. We do it again on the 15th, kind of a mid-market report. I would strongly encourage you to hit the like, subscribe, and the notifications button more than anything. That way it'll show up in there. And Jacquie and I, particularly her, because she's better at this than I am, we also put together hopefully useful information about what to do to prepare for selling your home. In fact, I'm going to put a link on how to hit curb appeal on your home. It's a couple months before you sell. And it might be a great video for you to watch after this one's done. So we'll tag that at the end. We'll put it in the comments for you as well. Let's move to our next topic. So again, we're using the main report. This is the number of properties that went under contract in September. I always go to the right-hand section and I look at what happens as far as the change is concerned year over year. And as you would expect, last year, a lot less properties went under contract, and that's because our interest rates were so low in 2021 and then started creeping up in June of 22, and they're of course ridiculous right now. Let's go back and take a look at this real quick. And you'll notice last year it went down a lot. It actually dropped 32% year over year. This is September of 2022. Well, September of 2023, we're down 10% over last year. What's the summary? Less homes are selling. It's not really a shocker. What we're looking for is why and what's going to happen. That we're going to cover right now. This is the least favorite thing for me to talk about, and that's our interest rates. And folks, just move to the right-hand side. You're going to notice 8.33% interest rates. That is ridiculous. Now, it's important to note this because I want you all to have an idea how we do it. I use the same place to gather my interest rates, and in my opinion, they're high. It should be about 7.9, 7.85, but this is static, meaning it's the same every month. I always use the same thing. It's anybody with a credit score of 100, or excuse me, 740 that's putting 20% down. What does their interest rate look like for a $300,000 purchase? And these numbers reflect that average across the board. This shows yet again another increase, and here's the part that's most important to me. Those interest rates are going to affect our affordability, which is the next thing we're going to speak of. Now, this affordability chart shows what it would be if you had a household income of $100,000 and you were purchasing a home with 20% down and you had a credit rating of 740, and are we affordable? And I'll talk about that as we take a look at this. So let's jump over to that real quickly. Since February of 2023, we have been almost at 50%. That line, that 50% line is kind of the hit or miss line. Everything over 50%, anybody making $100,000 in just principal and interest cost, you would not be able to qualify for a mortgage. How the lenders work is they take what your debt to income ratio is, and they include in there your principal and interest. They include any debt that is at least 11 months or longer. So I think car loan would qualify, student loans qualify. We're pretending we have none of those, and it's just based on the fact that we've got a mortgage for a home and we're making $100,000 based on the average sale price right now, which is $466,000 plus or minus, and based on the interest rates that we are literally at the point where anybody that makes an average of $100,000 can't afford to buy a home. They literally can't. So again, I want to make sure we're clear on this. Affordability is a mixture of all of your debt compared to your income, your debt to income ratio, and anything over 50% does not count. Is there ways to work around that? Absolutely. There's ways to fix your credit, help your credit, maybe move some of those things out so that you can. Our biggest issue is going to be the interest rates. Let's look at this one more time. So we've noticed this go up, 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 and up. But what I want to do is I want to show you a report that CNN put out just a little while ago. After a robust third quarter, U.S. economic growth will likely slow, and that bodes well for rate cuts next year. So I have said again and again that I believe the interest rates will be down in the 5s sometime next year. I also said that the Fed won't raise the interest rates. Well, they're meeting today, and we're going to find out exactly what they did. Hey, I asked Joe, my editor, to add this as well. The Fed met, and they're not raising interest rates this month as well, which is really good news. I know I spoke of that earlier today, but I wanted to make sure that you guys knew that as well. So yay! And the big meeting that they're going to be having is they have a meeting scheduled for mid-November. In that meeting, I don't think they're going to raise interest rates. In fact, I think they may actually drop them a quarter basis point, and just to stimulate the market. Now, remember, we just looked at a slide that CNN put out there talking about how we've had robust spending. People aren't spending as much. Our credit card debt is through the roof. There isn't much more they can spend. I think this is going to be a pretty lean Christmas. That will bode well for interest rates. Here's a shameless plug. If you want a report on your home, if you want to know specifically what's happening in your neighborhood, your micro report, I do that for family and friends. I'm glad to do it for you as well. I'm going to actually put a video at the end of this. We'll start it in just a couple seconds that kind of explains what this report's about. There's a link down below where you can literally give me your name and your address and your email. I'll create that report. I'll send it off to you. If your home needs it, I'm going to do a very, very detailed report where I basically share my screen. I can show you the homes that will be used by comparison, and it's a little more detailed. I'm glad to do that, and some homes do need that. Here's the thing. Jackie and I, remember her, we're here to help. We're here for you and what you need in your real estate plans, your real estate future, whether it's buying a home or selling a home or just advice in a conversation. We're glad you're watching. Thanks so much. Do hit the like and subscribe button, and we look forward to seeing you at mid-month and with the other videos we're putting out throughout the course of the month. Have a great day from myself and from Jackie. God bless you. Bye. So the reports that we create for our friends and our family include obviously the information about the home as well as the current estimated value as you're seeing on these 2 pages. Now we also go a lot deeper into home facts and the extended home facts as well. And this allows us to really refine our value. And you'll actually see that the last page we're going to talk about is the refined home value, which includes some adjustments that would be made as well. Now, this is a 81-page report that will be sent to you that is very specific to your home, your community, and everything else. It is important that you have all the facts when making such an important decision.